And we're recording. Good evening. My name is Madeline Zaworski. I'm a platinum in NECAN with about 18 years, actually 18 years coming up, but 20 years ago is when I was first introduced. I've been a nurse for almost 50 years. And this evening, we're going to be doing something a little different. Linda Morris, I'm in near Cleveland, Ohio, Lorain, Ohio. If we say Cleveland, people know where that is. And Linda is from
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah, so we're both on Eastern Standard Time. We're both independent wellness consultants with NECAN, a global total wellness company. And the goal here this evening is to not prevent, we're in preventative health and wellness, of course, but to present an overview of discovering active wellness and a total health concept. And we're going to do this together as a team. So Linda, would you begin with your introduction?
Yes. Well, I've actually been with NECAN 20 years, and I first was introduced to NECAN. I was a flight attendant at the time, but I was really suffering with horrible headaches 24 hours a day, and I was on a quest to feel better. And I went through 17 different types of doctors that just did not have any good answers for me and no medications that actually worked for me. And I tried anything and everything, and I was introduced to the NECAN sleep system. And asked the question, well, how would you like to prevent it? I'm like, yes, absolutely. And this woman, Barbara Bertucci, she had great results with her back issue, and she coached me through my headache issues. And the fourth morning I woke up and my head was clear, my neck was relaxed, and I had more energy. And you know what? That sleep system has been making me feel good now for 20 years.
So for some of you that might be listening for the first time tonight, we're talking about some of the components of a wellness home, which is the core concept. And it really is a lifestyle and a concept that we have. And we'll be showing some slides to demonstrate what that is. So do you want to move to the next slide, Linda?
Absolutely.
Why don't you begin with this one and we can again share. I think this is a cute one. I like the red light and the caution light and the green there. It's pretty nice to have the visual.
Well, when you really think about it, our daily choices, they do start to add up, and these habits do determine the quality of our life. And some of these we're not even aware of, that we might be moving upward to a human being more, which is opposed to a human being less. Or we're just, our lifestyle is not sustaining what we really want out of life, or maybe we haven't even defined it, and we're actually becoming that human under stress. So these small choices plus consistency and time equal radical differences. And just an easy example, I was unaware 20 years ago, 25 years ago, a long time ago, how eating sugar would really just make all the muscles in my neck and shoulders tighten up. And you just keep doing it every day, and you're just not even aware. You cut out everything else, but maybe not that one thing. And you just don't understand why you're not getting better. But wow, when somebody opens your eyes to possibility and you start decreasing those things, you start going back up and feeling good. So it's amazing. And the results do impact your income, your health, your relationships, definitely your happiness and success.
And I'd just like to mention stress. I mentioned being introduced 20 years ago. I had a very enjoyable, exciting career as a corporate vice president of nursing. The last 17 years of then, it was about 33 years in healthcare, administration, education, et cetera, through a merger and an outplacement. And I knew I was stressed. I could feel it as the nurse. I was a cardiac wellness nurse way back in 1969. And part of what I was doing was teaching body, mind, spirit. Now, the slide we're going to move into is the core values. Well, actually, jump ahead to the other one and then come back, the 5 pillars. We can come back to that if you don't mind. This is the what really caught my attention. This was another model that was first introduced to me when I sat down with Jerry, and I kind of like that visual of the wheel. We have it right here too. Living a life in balance. Jerry called me from the time of my outplacement for 2 years, telling me all about this cardiac improvement and how her health had improved. And Madeline, you would be very good at this. And I said, good at what? Well, after we may need to unmute or may need to mute everybody here. If you're on the line, could you please mute yourself out? I'm muting all and it isn't working from my end, Linda, so you might have to.
If you click on participant.
I did. And I clicked mute all and it's not working. So maybe now I guess it is. But then did it mute me as well?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, good, fine. Then we'll continue. I apologize. And so, you know, for you, physically, you were out of balance and you weren't quite aware. Well, I knew that I was stressed because of what was going on in my life. With the outplacement, I was looking to own my own business. I didn't want to work for someone else again. But the only thing I would have been qualified for was helping others to downsize. That's what my career had been. When I saw this conceptual framework of healthy body, healthy mind, healthy family, healthy society, with a healthy family as the root of a healthy society, I really became quite excited. And Niken's holistic approach to life, now if we could go back to the slide where we're supposed to be at this point in time, I think it kind of makes it real to move back and forth. 5 pillars of health. And we essentially have 5 technology areas that address these major stressors. So, Linda, why don't you take the first 2 and then I'll take the second 2.
Well, stress, the silent killer. I almost think it's not becoming silent anymore because so many people are under stress, but it does impact it has impacts on heart disease, diabetes, fatigue, allergies, sleep, and weight. Sleep. Wow, 70% of Americans have sleep issues. One poor night's sleep drops your immune system by 60% immediately. And we've all been around people that did not get a good night's sleep, or even around ourselves when we haven't gotten a good night's sleep. And the smallest little thing, you're impatient. I remember going to Zumba one day and I hadn't had a good night's sleep, and just the music they're playing, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. And I'm usually a very patient person. So it's amazing how just one night's sleep can just change you can rock your whole world, Madeline.
I've been working on taxes for the past week. I haven't sold my other house. I've been in this one since October. By this afternoon, I came home and I crawled into my new cocoon, took a glass of water, crawled into the cocoon, had a little power nap for about 20 minutes, and here I am. It's absolutely fascinating what our products can do. Air. Most people do not realize 7 million premature deaths annually are linked to air pollution. That's profound. Now, again, coming from my nursing background, asthma has increased exponentially. And what's interesting is that from the time I grew up, when windows were open, the indoor air pollution is worse than outdoor. We have outgassing from fire retardants, chemicals that are used. I'm in a home now thinking that I didn't have the carpets. Well, I just learned about the glues that were used to put down my new wooden floor. So there are many, many new contaminants that are inside our homes that make our homes actually less healthy than being outside where the air is flowing and moving. Water. We have a speaker tonight, Gloria Zavala, is going to be speaking about water. I'll just read the few points here. And Gloria, maybe you could come in now with your excitement about water. There's enough national visibility with mercury in the water and the safety of water. I think we're at least raising consciousness about it. The billions of dollars that's spent on the water bottle industry and throwing the plastic bottles into the environment and the hazards and the problems that is creating. But many people don't realize that in bottled water, they're found to contain over 24,000 chemicals. Some of those chemicals are called endocrine disruptors. And when we disrupt our endocrine glands, where we've seen a major increase in diseases are the autoimmune, diabetes, which is rampant, thyroid conditions. And when you have an imbalance in endocrine glands, your master glands, then you tend to have an imbalance in other systems, cardiovascular in your body. They're all interrelated, just like the 5 pillars of health are. Okay, next slide, Linda. Or maybe we should pick up on Gloria then. Gloria, are you there? You disappeared. So if you can unmute. Gloria wants to share a water story of what brought her into Niken. There you had it unmuted. Now you muted it again. You have to unmute again. You unmuted and then you remuted. Now we should be able to hear you.
I don't know. Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, you were talking about water bottles. This one you could continue using it over and over again, and it has the filter right under the lid. And it filters your water just as well as the waterfall, the counter waterfall they have. So I love this. I like bike riding, and when I took this was one of my first products. I was able to ride really good just by drinking this water. It gave you energy. And I go, oh, this is cool stuff. So you take clean water with you wherever you go. Well, you just fill it up with whatever water there's available, and the filter filters it out. You get energy.
Puts energy back in, filters it out and puts energy back in. And
right.
the shower, you mentioned a little bit earlier about the shower.
Oh, yes. I don't know if you could see this, but there's the shower head. And it changes the chlorine. Means that chlorine's not good for you. And when you take a shower, you absorb the water. So if you just have a regular shower head, you're absorbing all that chlorine. For how long? How many minutes are you underneath the shower? So, but when I first showered in with the shower head, I noticed my skin, was nice and soft. I go, wow, this is cool stuff. And then this past October of last year, they came out with a new line, shower gel. And I didn't think my skin could get any softer. And it's like, wow. It's nice. I don't even use cream. It feels like a baby's bottom, I guess you could say.
That's pretty good. Linda, if you don't mind unmuting, I think it was you that mentioned how much water we absorb. She was talking about the chlorine in a shower. I think I heard you on another one of these programs talk about how much water we actually absorb in a shower.
Well, yeah, it's one 15-minute hot shower. The amount of contaminants or chlorine the skin, the largest organ of the body, is actually absorbing is equal to drinking 8 glasses a day, 30 days of tap water. So whenever I even take it on cruises, because otherwise you're thinking 7 days, all the chlorine they dump in a ship's hold, water hold, that's a lot of contaminants, and it's an easy solution to have a shower filter.
Easy solution to pack even on a suitcase, correct?
It is. That and a pair of pliers and you're good.
Okay,
wow.
you mentioned earlier to me that you have a specialty with sugar and fitness. And today we have 1 out of every 5 adolescents. Actually, these are 2012 statistics, which are probably even a little bit outdated. 30% of children between 2 years and 11 years old are overweight. The incidence of type 2 diabetes, typically type 2 diabetes doesn't start until you're fair, fat, and 40. We now have adolescents with type 2 diabetes. The risk of cardiovascular disease is profound among children. Less than half of adolescents eat the needed amount of vegetables. And we have a large population of inner city in Cleveland. It's such a risk. There's a McDonald's on every corner, fast foods where you're able to purchase hamburgers for $2 for $2, 2 for $3 for low-income families. This is easier to do when mom is working 1 and 2 jobs. And so we have this increase of obesity, decrease of physical fitness. And Linda, why don't you speak to what that leads into from your perspective in sugar and what you know about sugar?
Wow. Well, they're actually finding that the cognitive function, Alzheimer's and dementia might actually be a type 3 diabetes because the brain's not properly using sugar. So, and it's not just sugar. That actually includes fruit. It includes grains. It's like if you're looking at a label for every 4 grams of total carbohydrates, that is equal to 1 teaspoon of sugar is how your body interprets it. So when you start adding that all up and you really start to see how many people have brain fog and memory issues, and you look at the low fat era where we're told to eat low fat, but low fat, they took out the fat, they put in sugar. And now you see how many people have memory issues. We need healthy fat for our brain. So, that's the beauty of our Vital Balance meal replacement, is it really helps with cognitive function. It doesn't have any sugar. It doesn't have anything unnatural, no GMOs. It tastes good. It has everything you need. It's the best meal replacement in the world at this time. It just is amazing. And it's helped so many people regain their memory and have something healthy to eat, especially in the morning. If your kids are having a test, have them have a Vital Balance meal replacement with unsweetened coconut milk and wake up that brain and give them a better chance.
That's profound. The last bullet here, only 27.1% meet the standards, children in high school or elementary school as well. High school, it's saying here, but certainly elementary school as well. I can see that with my grandchildren. Meet the guidelines for participation in physical activity. Now, we have Connie on the line tonight from Chicago. And Connie, can you tell us the specialty that you're in and some of the products that you've used and related to maybe sports injuries, maybe recovery from other types of lack of exercise, and then moving into over exercising or weekend exercising? If you could please speak and share a little bit about yourself.
Well, yes, my Nikan journey began about 17 years ago. I had always been in gymnastics and cheerleading and then teaching exercise classes. So I was jumping up and down on my feet a lot to the point that they got very sore. And I thought I was going to have to change careers. And a friend of mine said, why don't you try these insoles? And at that point, I was willing to try anything because I was taking a lot of Advil type products and I didn't like doing that. So I slipped the insoles in my shoes, and within the first week, my legs felt stronger. I had more energy. My feet didn't hurt. By the end of the week, my exercise classes asked me to take them out of my shoes because I had a little bit too much energy. So from then on, one product after the other I have used, and I've had the benefit of having many women use them. So I have had a lot of great feedback on products. And the OsteoDens product we have used in class because the demographics of my classes are probably women ages 50 to 80 years old. So they are in that period of time when they begin to suffer from osteopenia and other things like that. We've had demonstrable results from the OsteoDens product. I myself went from osteopenia back into a normal range. I'd used the products for 2 or 3 years at that point. So, and the side effects, little joint aches and discomforts were gone. It's allowed me to continue to do something I enjoy doing, and that is teaching exercise classes. And we've used the duct tape. I have had just nothing but very, very positive results from all the products, and with no side effects, which is nice.
Thank you. What's nice, Gloria's mentioned the bike riding, and Linda, you're very physically fit and involved in a fitness center. So it's nice to see that women of all ages are interested and attracted and to a lifestyle of balance. And that's our goal here tonight for those of you that are listening, is to introduce you to wanting to get excited with us and join us. And so what is the answer? This is a nice lead into the next one. We started out in the first slide about the small choices that we make and the behaviors that we repeat become habits and can have a profound change on our life. So the answer is to be healthy by choice, not by chance, to choose active wellness, an active process through which people become more aware and make choices towards a more successful existence. And so this interactive dialogue this evening is indicative of that. Okay, the next slide. We covered that a little bit earlier, but just to come back to it again, the focus of protecting our home from the inside out. And you've heard mention of some of the products that we've already discussed here this evening. Could you just go back for one, go forward again to the product categories? I'm sorry. We're doing this together between Florida and Ohio. So this is brand new and exciting, actually, interactive. The Nikan products are science that replicate nature. So just to give a little bit of an overview, nutrition and skincare. We've talked about skin. Skin is our largest organ. It's the first level, the first organ of defense, so that we have openings for infections to come in and so forth. So when Gloria says her skin just feels so good, she said a little bit earlier, like a baby's butt, that's important to prevent infection. And then of course, we also want to look good. Our skin is indicative of our internal health, the water we drink, the sleep we get at night, the nutrition that we take. And so the skincare line, the wash that Gloria mentioned, we also have an EcoCert amazing skincare line. Linda has a special session on that, as does Paige Murphy. So there are many other product trainings on some of the specifics that are listed here. Ciaga is a very special juice, a very high ORAC value. It stands for cardiac, immune, antioxidant, gastrointestinal, and adaptogenic, which is for stress. 1 ounce a day is profound. The bone health program that you talked about, Connie, is featured right there. These are just a few examples. Environment clusters air, water, light, and air, water, light. What did I miss?
Just a shower. That's all. Water. Yeah.
And so back to the concept of nature and science. So we're bringing the sun in. Linda has the advantage of sun in Florida. We don't have it yet in Chicago or Cleveland here. And so we have a light like this. I have the light right over me. So this bringing in the safe sunlight, it helps with vision. It helps with seasonal affective disorder. It helps to have the video conferencing look better. It counteracts the negative energy of the laptop that drains energy from us. It's profound. So we only have to change our environment. We didn't speak too much to that. Now, the third category, rest and relaxation, you've heard some tonight. The discussion about supporting with insoles, duct tape. The flagship product is the sleep system. And truly, it has been my most favorite. Just crawling inside of that sleep system at night, and it doesn't matter how tired, how achy I go to bed in my overachieving self, I wake up like a new woman. And the stories about the sleep system are profound. So it's really the greenhouse. If you have the effect that you do under your feet with the reflexology points with an insole, I always say, imagine having it under your whole body for 6 and 8 hours with the sun blanket on the top and the good water and the good air coming in. And it's leads right into the next slide. And Linda, you can take the next slide.
Well, we invite everybody that's on tonight to do what we did. And, our original intent, it was all about us and us ourselves feeling better, having more energy. So we are able to remain active and do what we want to do. And, whether we're going dancing or bike riding or anything in the world, really. And get your own products. So whoever invited you tonight, just tell them, I would like to become a customer. Please register me as a free customer. And that opens your self-care portal. So you can go on and look and see what everything we have, what we've been talking about, what piques your interest, what you might want to start off with. Even today, the dynamic underlayer tape that has the technology, I just figured out yesterday, mosquito bites. 1 minute with this on, you don't even think about them anymore. We have some amazing technologies that have just great bonus effects. the skin, actually the nutrition line that Madeline was talking about, the perfect meal replacement, the vital balance, you can create a customer auto ship, and customers now get 25% off. That makes that meal replacement $2. You can't buy anything at McDonald's or anywhere that doesn't have nutrition for $2. And this has all the great benefits to it. So I just say, hey, get on auto ship. You can have it every month, every other month, every 3 months, every 6 months. You can set it up. I'm only going to want it, let's start off with 3 months, but then next month you can change it. Say, no, I want it every month. You can change the date, but you get that extra 25% off, which that is just such a gift.
For the skincare and the nutrition.
The skincare too. Yes. So, get your own products, start using them. And, it just becomes a moral obligation. You discover it, you live it. And I had to share it. I had 22 years of agony. I've now had 20 years without agony. I can tell you this is a lot better. And just because I see people that are, they're wanting what I have to share with them. So it's just become a lifestyle for me that I absolutely love. And the Nikan family is so much fun. So back to you, Madeline.
Well, thank you. And I thank you all for participating this evening. For those of you that are listening now, or maybe listening in the future on the recorded one, the second two ideas of part-time entrepreneur or full-time entrepreneur, you've heard us share the gift. And I'm going to summarize from my 50 years of healthcare. I started in 1965. We have more dis-ease, out of ease, than we did in 1965. We have as much of an economic problem, if not worse than we did in 1965, access to care. And so the solution that we have is a simple solution. It's the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, what we sit, what we walk, what we wear, what we put on ourselves. It's not hard at all. We're simply changing everything around us so that our bodies can be filled, every single cell, with what the cell needs to function at the highest possible level. And so with that, with some of the issues that we're facing as a country and as a world, a life in balance is a gift that deserves to be shared. So I'd really like to personally leave you with that, and hope that you'll consider starting as a customer and consider joining us. For me, Nikan is a ministry, and it's a movement. So that if you just close your eyes and imagine every home a wellness home, well, even if it were 20% of every home a wellness home, the impact that we would have on our world. So with that, good night. It's a few minutes before 10. I really want to thank the participants. And thank you, Linda. We had a few technical problems beginning, but now we learned a few new things this evening, and I think this was fun.
It was fun. Thank you for asking me.
You're welcome. And thank you, Gloria and Connie, and looking forward to seeing you. Connie, are you coming to Orlando? I know that Gloria is.
Yeah, yes, my husband and I are.
Then we can see one another there. How about that?
Actually, yes.
Okay, with that, I'm going to turn the recording off, and I wish you the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.